Hey guys, this video is going to be a complete Blender guide for Krunker modding. I will teach you Blender basics as well as skills such as creating a custom Lunar and also making custom models and baking multiple models together. I will not be teaching you how to use Blender rigs, cameras and lighting to create Krunker renders, as that will be for another video. First up, how to install Blender. Go to blender.org/download and click this download. The download for the latest version should start automatically. I'm going to be using Blender 3.6 anyway because it has my add-on for the shortcuts, which can show you what I'm doing, as you can see. So as you can see, I pressed X to delete all of these. And in order to import a model, go to File, Import, OBJ, and then click on the model that you want to import. We have imported an old sniper model and it's too big. As you can see, the viewport can't view it properly unless you click something like this. So what you're gonna do is to click on the model, go to object here, click drag 0.01. That just scales it down by 100, so it's just 1% of its original size. Since you scale it down, you have to scale it back up for Krunker later. If you shift the position of it, you cannot scale it back up the same way that you did. So if you change the location X, Y, or Z axis, you have to export the file and import the file that you just exported. This will allow you to reset the origin to the middle, and then it fixes the issue of it not being in the center in game. You could also set the origin to the center like 3D cursor, but I would still recommend you exporting then importing it again, as this method works all the time. Alright, undoing the changes. As you can see, scrolling in and out zooms in and out in the viewport. To look around, you can either use this at the side, or you can hold down your scroll wheel and you can look around in the viewport. To change the size, hold S and move your mouse. This changes the size easily. You don't have to hold down S or hold down G. You can just click the model, press S, and you can do the work. Click to apply, press G, move it around, click to apply. You don't have to hold down S or hold down G. Alright, you could also change the size using this. This allows you to change the size of the X, Y, and Z axis individually. Basically, the X-axis is this one, this red line, the Y-axis is this line, and the Z-axis is top to bottom. In order to move the model in the viewport, you can hold this and move it around. In edit mode, you're able to change any vertices in the model. These little dots are vertices. So a 3D model is made out of different points in the 3D space. And once you connect those 3D points and add faces, you get a 3D model. In edit mode, there's a function called extrude. Go into the faces function. You can click on any face, which is any flat surface, and you can extrude the surface. This is useful if you want to change the thickness of something without using the scale of the X, Y, and Z axis. Okay, wait, something that I didn't teach is if you're in this mode and you click on Y, you're basically aligned with the Y axis, and if you click it again, you see the other side. So you're actually parallel to the Y axis, seeing the side of the gun. This works the same way for X axis and the Z axis. Yeah. Okay, going to the Y-axis. I can delete parts of the model by selecting it. Now I'm still in faces. Pressing delete on your keyboard and deleting the edges and faces. However, since the edges and faces are overlap over each other, you can choose to go not parallel to any of the axes, so that there's some sort of 3D effect with the vertices and the faces not overlapped over each other. This allows you to delete more at once. Going to the vertices. This shows the vertices instead of the edges and faces. You can select the vertices and delete them. You have to do this multiple times so that you can delete the vertices that the scope consists of. As you can see, all the vertices are now deleted. You can also delete specific vertices by clicking on them and deleting them. Going back to object mode, going to modifiers. These are some modifiers that I use. First up, Boolean. Boolean works by adding another object like a cube, overlaying it over your sniper model, and then using Boolean to cut the part of the sniper model that overlaps with the cube. Let me show. Adding a cube, scaling it up, moving it to the butt of the gun, selecting the sniper model, Boolean, selecting the cube, then applying, deleting the cube, deletes the butt of the gun. Let's say you want to cover up this part of the model that has a hole now. Go to edit mode, click on the model, go to edit mode, select the vertices using shift. Just hold shift and select multiple vertices. Right click, new edge/face from vertices. This completes the model. Once again, showing the extrude feature. Click on face, click on the face, and you can extrude any part of the model. Now you have a custom model in Krunker. Now to export the model to Krunker, since we did not change the location of the X, Y, and Z, we can scale it back up to 1. Then export and load it into Krunker. But if you change the location of the X, Y, and Z, you cannot do this. You have to export the model, file, export, OBJ, then import that file that you just exported. Then scale it up to 100. Because 0.01 times 100 is 1. And when you import the model you just exported, the scale will be 1. So you have to multiply that by 100, which will be 100. Then the model will be scaled correctly in Krunker. Other tabs that you should take note of. UV editing. This will be used for baking, which I'll teach later. Sculpting. This will help you change some parts of the model. Shading. This helps you add different nodes to change the texture of your model. Rendering is basically for Krunker renders, and the rest you don't really need to take note of. I'll mainly be covering layout, modeling, UV editing, and sculpting in this tutorial. To open the save file, you can just click it. You can find all the save files from my DieMod project listed in my website as a bundle. I'll link it down below. Now deleting the model. Now deleting the sniper. Selecting one of the models. Selecting everything by dragging. Ctrl J to join. Clicking the third globe, which is viewport shading. Going to material, deleting all the materials, adding 2 new ones, changing them both to emission. The top one should be black. The bottom one should have backface culling ticked. Backface culling the feature backface culling isn't named as backface culling in Blender 4.3. So you can look at my updated Lunar tutorial. I'll also link it in the description below. Go into modifiers, adding solidify, setting thickness to negative 0.035, untaking rim fill, take flip normals, material offset to 1. You need to apply it. Then go to texture pane, edit mode, select all UV, smart UV project, OK, shading, add texture, image texture, click new, OK, copy other texture, paste, texture paint, select, render engine, cycles, bake type, emit, bake, image, save as, desktop, save, file, export, obj, desktop. Now opening Blender 3.6 again. We're gonna combine the lunar arms we just made with the lunar eclipse sniper rifle from the Krunker texture viewer and adding a custom charm. This way I can teach y'all how to do baking and modeling. First up, clicking here, deleting camera, cube and light. File, import, obj, import the arms we just made. Go into the Krunker texture viewer, Ctrl-Shift-I, season, all, class hunter, lunar eclipse. Double click, download the model, double click, download the texture. Save file, import, obj. Scale it down to 0.01. Next we import our pet. Importing a charm. Adding a cone. Negative 90. X, G, Y, X, copy, G, boolean, setting the cone, edit mode, face, boom. Now it looks smooth. Okay. Going back to this. Y. Size smaller. X to the middle. Maybe a little smaller. Okay. X to the outermost. Okay, adding a cube. Boolean. Fishy. Turn the fishy. Scale. Scale. Okay. And it's perfect. Okay. Maybe a little bigger will work too. Okay. Now for baking. UV maps. Bake. 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 Opening photo P. New file. Square. Adding the pet image. Adding the lunar image. Maybe a golden color. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now we export. Name it. Go into Blender. You need to add the same texture to every single one. So base color image texture 1. Go into UV editing. Make sure that one is selected. Select all. This is the lunar arms. Going back to my lunar arms. You can see exactly how we need to do it. Okay. Selecting all. Go into this. You can drag. Then in the center you can drag it to exactly where you want. Should align perfectly. If not, the texture will be misaligned in Krunker. Okay, seems pretty much aligned. Sniper. Boom. Golden. Boom. Fishy. Also needs to be perfect. Taking a look at the UV texture of the fish. Okay, this is pretty much perfect. For the cone, we want it to be maybe like a grey color. So we set it to the grey of the fish. Now, join everything. Export. Delete this file, import obj. Importing it. Scaling it up to 100. Then exporting it to my swapper. Undoing everything so that I can save the file. Then I update the texture in my model. Then I update the model. Then I update the texture in my swapper. in Krunker. What? Okay, why is it swapped? Okay. I mean, this looks cool too, but I'm gonna fix it. Go to UV editing. I have no idea why the sniper is upside down, but now we need to export the model again. File export. Okay, it's perfect. Alright, if you got this far into the video, just wanna say thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or ask them in my Discord server. The invite link will be in the description below. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!